Today's episode of the Josh Wiley channel is brought to you by Gangboxed. If you're a hands-on kind of guy, whether it be building or making things as hobbies or for work, Gangboxed is the box for you. A monthly subscription box service delivered right to your door every month. Contains all types of tools, personal protective gear, and some cool apparel. Head on over to their website and sign up today for your first box. Go to gangboxed.com. What is up, guys? Welcome back to episode 3 of the ATF Tapes. This is a new series that I started obviously not too long ago because we're in episode 3, where it is called the ATF Tapes. So we are talking about alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, some of the coolest things that we are free to do in this wonderful country. So we're going to talk about one thing of each in this video. Here in episode 3, we do have Evan Williams. I've tried this a couple of times. Evan Williams bottled in bond 100 proof. So it's a little bit stronger than most stuff. It's not really, it's not a whole lot of different taste, but you can tell it's a little bit stronger, a little bit more kind of smoky kind of taste to it. Obviously you can see that I've drank a little bit of this bottle, not today. I've had this bottle for a little bit. If I drank all of that today, I would not be doing this video. And I've had a bunch of people ask me that have seen the first 2 episodes of this so far. I like how it sparks different conversations between any of this stuff. But I've had people ask me about whiskey and drinking and stuff. A lot of people drink whiskey different. A lot of people put ice in their whiskey. They've got to have ice in their whiskey. Or they've got to put water in their whiskey or scotch, whatever you're drinking. And then you have it neat, which is what I drink. I like just straight whiskey. I don't like it cool. I can drink it when it's cooled. But most of the time, I just like it room temperature, neat, just nothing but the whiskey. I've tried all of the other stuff before. I just don't like it. I don't know why. It's just much better to me, just straight, neat, room temperature whiskey. So that is what we're drinking today. As far as the tobacco goes, as for all of the videos so far, we have a cigar sent from Southern Cigar Company. I have done a couple of videos with those guys before, and so far, and at least for the next episode of the ATF Tapes, they are the sponsors for the cigars in these videos. This one, and if you don't know, they do send you a little card with some information about each one. Where were we? Here we go. And if you haven't seen yet, I am horrible at pronouncing stuff, not in English. So we have HVC Cigars, and it is the edition special, but it's not spelled that way, so I'm sure you're supposed to pronounce it with not an American accent, but that's what it says, 2015. Strength is medium, wrapper is Mexican San Andreas, the size is a Toro 6.0 by 52. If you don't know cigars, the 6.0 is inches and how long the cigar is, and the 52 resembles the ring size, which is the diameter of the cigar. And then the origin is Nicaraguan. I have had a couple of cigars that the draw is really bad on. And I actually have a tool over there that's you can stuff down in here and pull some of this tobacco out, which makes the draw a whole lot better. But this one's pretty good, so we don't need it. So far, it's not that strong, but it's real woody, hay, kind of musty kind of taste to it. It's not bad. Yeah, that's really all I'm getting so far. It might change. Most of the time, at least with good cigars, the longer you smoke them, the more different tastes you can pick up through the cigar. At least if you're a cigar guy and you smoke enough. The more you smoke, the better cigars you smoke, you can taste differences in the cigar, especially as you go through the cigar. All right, so we've shown the alcohol and tobacco part of the ATF tapes. Now to the coolest part of the video, one of the cooler firearms that I've actually done work on before. This is my Glock 19. This was the first Glock I ever got. It is a Gen 3, and we're just going to go over this whole thing. I think this was just a DSG. This is just a cheap holster I got probably off of Amazon or somewhere that I was looking for something cheap. I wanted a Kydex holster for the Glock 19 Gen 3, and most of the time I've got this light on here, so we'll start off with that. This is the TLR7 from Streamlight. Love Streamlight. They make wonderful flashlights. I've got them on some of my pistols and some of my rifles. Great company. It does use a one CR123A battery, and can't remember off the top of my head of the lumens, but it is really bright, and yeah, it's got a strobe feature on it. And it does have a button on each side of the light where you can, it's got a pressure switch, you can push it, I think. No, it's all right. It's got a button on both sides. Both are the same function. You can push it once, and then the light will come on and stay on, or you can hold it down. And when you let off, after holding it down, it'll go ahead and cut off, and then you just double tap it for the strobe setting. So that's the flashlight we've got on here. A friend had this put on, not me, so I can't remember what brand that is, but it's a extended mag release, which I like. It's got a good texturing on it, so you can really give it a good grip. I have used these before on other firearms also. This is a stick-on gun grip from Talon Grips. And I know I've done a video, I think specifically with those guys, but I have showed off. I have one on here. I've got one, I'm pretty sure, on my SD9 VE, which, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I've done a bunch of videos on those, and that was actually the firearm featured in the first episode of the ATF tapes. And had one on a Beretta Nano that I had really liked, and I've got at least one on a regular stock AR-15 grip, and love all of them. Never had any issue with them trying to come off or anything like that. And they're really cheap. Usually you can get just about any of them for anything for like right at 20 bucks or less. All right, then moving on, that's pretty much it with the frame other than the trigger. This is a red anodized enhanced trigger for the Glock 19. Oh God, I've got the Rona. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. I don't really have the Rona. But red anodized enhancement trigger. This is from my friends over at Apex Tactical. I have done stuff with them in the past. Really, really like that company. They're fun to work with, good customer service, and they make really, really high quality triggers and other stuff that they did. They also make the extended threaded barrel for the SD9 VE, which I've had a ton of people ask me questions about, so we won't actually get into that video. I did do a video with those guys on that, so you can check that out. Then on to the slide here. It's standard stock sights we've got. I did the machine work on the slide. Just cut a port on both sides that are the same, and then a top port on top. That was just kind of just to look cool and show off the barrel that I've got on here. And this barrel is actually the stock barrel. I actually machined that as well. My hands are too sweaty. And I'm pretty, yeah, that's all. We've done everything on the slide. Not the slide, the frame. We'll get to that in a second. So with the barrel, before we get too far into this, this was, it's a titanium nitride coating, which is the gold coating. Mostly that you see on barrels and other metal firearm parts. That's what it is, titanium nitride. I have friends over at Titanium Gun, which I've also done a few projects with. Really like those guys. Are really easy to work with and good customer service. Do a really good job. I sent this barrel after I modified it, and the screw on here on the end of the coil spring. Wanted to get that titanium nitride coated as well to match the barrel, give it a real cool look. But that is the coating on here, but this is the stock barrel. So what I did, as you can see, it has got a crown in there that I did. Before I did that, I actually machined the face of this to give it a flush fit on here. It's flush with the top or the end of the slide. It did stick out a little bit further, so I machined that a little bit just to clean that up and get it flush there. Then I went in and put the crown, and then the only other thing I did is put some cool flutes in here, and I just had a ball end mill and put this in the vise and turned it as I wanted to and put the flutes in there. Some companies that do stuff like that say it can help with heat reduction a little bit. I've heard a lot of people say, yeah. I've heard a lot of people say, no, it doesn't really do that. So I don't know. Mainly, the only reason I did all this stuff to this is because it looked cool. It does look cool. I like it. And for the slide, this is a Cerakote. The guys that did the Cerakote for me, I think, are no longer in business anymore. But if you are interested in doing something like this, I did find out recently that Titanium Gun is actually doing Cerakote now. So if you wanted to do something like this, you want a Cerakote job on your slide, and then you want a titanium nitride coating on your pistol barrel, you can send both of those to Titanium Gun, and they will get you hooked up. So that is really awesome that they do both of those. They have both those options now. And I think that's pretty much it for this one. So that is the Custom Glock 19 Gen 3. Oh, and I did do, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, some cutout here, just kind of like material relief. That's just kind of to look cool too. I mean, a lot of this stuff I've heard people say that it does different stuff like heat reduction or different stuff, or like the crown I've heard disperses gases, so it'll help your aim a little bit if you're shooting a lot or trying to get real accurate, stuff like that. I've heard a lot of people say different stuff like that. I've heard a lot of people say that none of this stuff does any of that. So most The only reason I really did this is because it looks cool, and I think it turned out really, really great. And I did all of the work as far as machine work, so I'm really excited about that. So this is the Glock 19. We've got Evan Williams bottled in bond, 100 proof, and you can taste it. It is pretty strong. And then we have the, from HVC, special edition, I guess is how it's translated to English. It's Edition Special, I think is how it's, so it's the HVC Special Edition 2015. And it's not bad. Pretty good. Good mix with the Evan Williams 100 proof whiskey. It has gotten really hot in here, and I don't have any. Oh my God. Are you guys okay? Are you okay? Can you see me? You okay? Ooh. Man, you guys gotta let me know before you do something like that. That was startling. Brace yourself, calm down. Alright, so that is all for the third episode of the ATF Tapes. Hope you guys enjoyed hanging out. I hope you had a cigar and whiskey as you watched this video with me. Stay tuned for episode 4, which has got another cool, I'll tell you, it's a rifle. It's not a pistol, so I'm excited for that. So, I'll see you guys next time.